All right, it's still on writing a function rule. So for the last part of this discussion, we will now be working on some nonlinear function rules, okay? So write a function rule for the area of a rectangle whose length is 5 feet more than its width. So what is the area of the rectangle when its width is 9 feet? Okay, so for starters, what do we know about solving the area of a rectangle? So we know that area is going to be length times the width, okay? Now, according to this problem, the length is 5 feet more than its width. So because of this, 5 feet more than its width, okay, we can represent our length. So the length L is, so that's an equal sign, 5 feet more than its width. So we can represent it as W plus 5. Okay? So instead of us having, so technically the formula for area is length times width. But because we have two different variables here, what we can do is we can use W plus 5 to replace this L. All right? So from this function rule, our area is simply going to be our L, which is W plus 5, and that's going to be times W. Now, to simplify this expression, this formula, okay, what we can do is we can distribute W into W and the 5. So our area will now become W times W, which is W squared, 5 times W, and that's going to be 5W. So this is the function, this is the rule that we can follow to find the area of a rectangle whose length, any length that is 5 feet more than the width, okay? So now, what if our width is 9 feet, okay? So we can put in a value for our W here. So if the width is equal to 9 feet, so what will be the area of the rectangle? So all we have to do is replace the W. Remember, it's W squared plus 5W. The W now will be replaced by 9. So that will be 9 squared plus 5 times 9. And this is going to be 81 plus 45. And you will see that the area will now be 81 plus 45, which is 126. Now, since you are multiplying the unit by feet, okay, so 9 feet times 9 feet, that's going to be 81 feet squared. So the unit of measurement for this answer will be area of 126 feet squared, okay? And this is a non-linear function, okay? So let's see our next example. Here, our area involved is now the area of a triangle. So if you were not familiar with the area of a triangle, area of the triangle is equal to base times the height divided by 2, okay? That is the general formula. So why don't you try to work on this on your own? I have already given you a background information here. Write the function rule based on the situation here, and then what if you have an input value of 16 inches for your function? What will be the area of the triangle? So go ahead, try this one out. Okay, so given the formula of area, we have base times height over 2. Okay, and upon reading the situation here, the height is, okay, so we have a representation for the height is, so that's equals to 4 inches more. So we know we're going to be adding 4 plus twice the length of the base. So twice the length, it means 2 times of the base. So our h could be represented by 4 plus 2b. Okay, so if we are going to plug in the value of h into the formula, so area of the triangle is going to be b times the h will now be substituted by 4 plus 2b, and then we have over 2. Now you can leave this as it is, but typically you are required to simplify the expressions. All right. So to simplify this, you will have to distribute b to this group here. So you will have a is equal to 4 times b, which is 4b, plus b times 2b, that's 2b squared. And then you still have your divided by 2. But if you will notice here, you can see that 4 and 2 can both be divided by 2. So we can cancel this denominator. This 2 will become just 1, and this 4 will simply be 2. So to simplify the formula for the area of this triangle, area will be equal to 2b plus b squared. Okay, so this is the function rule. And so now we put in our input value, which is 16 inches. Use this formula. So the area of a triangle, what if the base is 16 inches? So it will be 2 times 16 plus 16 squared. Okay, so this will be 32 plus 16 squared is going to be 256. And if you add this, your area will now be 288. And the unit of measurement will be inches. If area always uses the exponent 2 for the units. So it's going to be 288 inches squared. Okay. So to summarize the lesson, many of the real-world functional relationships can be represented by equations, and you can always use, once you have created an equation, you can use that equation to find a solution for a given word problem.